Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. We're going to talk about hit and run, and hopefully we're going to be able to get somebody from Alpha or Beta to walk through the targets. We're all in Gamma or higher, so it's not going to start here. Well, there we go. Never mind. Hey, TSM. But maybe we need. We'll see if we still have a need for somebody. Let me go through the introductions. Hey, Magic Mike.
How's everybody doing? Good luck in the raid.
And Pegleg.
Good evening, everyone, or morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And TSM.
Hi guys, how you doing? All right.
I'm still recovering from your show.
Don't even go there. That was horrible.
Now, is that leftover effects from the birthday celebration we were seeing?
I have no comment.
Are you? Did you manage to fix it?
Not on live stream. So it was the encoder, basically, the latest NVIDIA uplink that they updated the driver for Streamlabs, and it's goofed it. So I've gone back and taken it off. But obviously, once I was live, I couldn't change it. It was fixed.
Oh my.
Okay, so
it was a VR version.
So you can go through the targets. We don't, because I was putting requests to the the community in chat to see if but you're well, we'll test it. But we think it works.
I think I'm okay now.
Okay.
Oh, so okay. Probably share screen and Pat, you can tell me.
We should know pretty quick, right?
Yeah, I might lose my microphone, but I don't care about that. That's normal. So hang on a minute.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if it works. Just see if we see the same things we saw earlier today, which you cannot unsee. All right.
Should be on share now.
Okay, it's normal. Okay.
Good. So it definitely was an OBS issue then, wasn't it? So.
And your mic's working too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got things a little bit different. So yeah, hopefully it's.
Yeah, the drugs have worn off.
Oh. Normally I say go and watch the live stream, but I'm not quite sure I'm going to say that this time.
Yeah, it's just make sure you have a settled stomach when you watch it. All right, let's move ahead to the next slide.
Yep, when I get on the right screen, I can do it. Okay.
Alrighty. Fixed a bug where turret defense, I'm not sure why it's in quotes, was affecting Omega weapons in addition to turrets. So what they were saying, if you had turret defense on your Conqueror hulls hitting a base, that turret defense was working against Omega weapons, which it shouldn't, but really didn't make a difference considering how long it's been since we've had an Omega weapon.
However, we have the new one, and it would apply to that. So
yes, and that's probably how they figured out that there was an issue associated with it. Just as a reminder, Omega weapons are not turret weapons, so things like turret defense don't matter, and things that boost your turret output do not impact the Omega weapons. So if you wanted to put fire support 2 on your outpost or next to your outpost or whatever, it should not impact the damage or reload or whatever that your Omega weapon is doing. There's no way to impact your Omega weapons stats besides just putting it on. It is as it is. So introduction to Tier 9 Assault was a TL's or not campaign wasn't unlocking till the Pegasus was unlocked, even though the Photon can be used. So okay. Yeah, the Photon's the more advanced of the two. So okay. Anything on bug fixes, anybody? Oh, and we're not getting more anything on bug fixes, anybody?
No.
Okay, one more click. Does not appear that we're getting strategy guides anymore.
Well, considering how they weren't much of a guide as of Drake's coming around, I don't think it's a major loss.
I did like that because this game is sort of tied together by the community. And the fact that in the future, if we do not have a common name for aspects of a target, we're going to lose the ability to communicate associated with it. And I don't, that's even
That's a fair point.
so even if we lose, the strategy part of it, even if we know that, this is the name of this and this is the name of this, as opposed to coming up with sort of asinine things, everybody using different terms, it was good as far as the community went, just to have a picture and a name of what was being described. So
we're just going to call them Turret A and Turret B and Turret C from now on.
yeah, the funky looking one over, that you saw in that target at one point. Yeah, it feels short-sighted to me, because somebody that is, it would take less than an hour to put together, and probably way less than that, 20 minutes. But oh well.
Maybe they were bugged by the fact that Derpy was doing such a nice job with his AKA sort of strategy guides that I don't know.
Well, as far as going into the future, the naming conventions are going to get, off. The part that I was talking about, as far as, giving a name to something that we could see, so everybody could speak about it at least semi-intelligently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. There's nothing else on the lack of strategy guides, because we could talk a long time, too long about that. Uh-oh. One more click. There we go. I don't know how that happened. So right now we are on the hit and run raid and the hold the line TLC, which I recommend that people do. It's fairly easy. You can auto it. The mastery rounds provide defensive turret upgrades, 3-day ones, so you can max, take those 3 and put them to good use. And then we have the new FM prize, which I guess is going to be the armors for the next cycle. VXP weekend, Titan Rising, Shadow and Flare, blah, blah, blah. And then the Titanic Ascension, which is going to provide 8 build tokens and 5 upgrade tokens for your Ravager. Definitely do that. I forget. Does anybody remember what Murderous Intent is? I'm sorry. I described what Murderous Intent was. High Ground is for your Everest, and I misdescribed Titanic Ascension. That's another mega thing. So let's move on. All right. I am not sure how burning a bunch of assault weapons is hit and run.
It's disgusting.
I don't know if it's disgusting, but I don't know. I'm not sure how it. Does anybody understand the linkage?
Well, there might be assault weapons, but there's no guide, so we don't know.
It could be. So
it could be chocolate weapons.
Up to your own.
Up to you, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look AK-ish. There must have been that one there.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Burn and run. Anyway, I think the name of the raid is very fitting, because that's basically what we have to do.
Yes, yes.
That does sound pretty appropriate.
Yes, yeah. The name works. I'm just the background art. I just don't. I don't understand. So, all right, let's move on. All right, we have in the first, because TSM asked me and I had to do a little research. In the first target, the first raid of the cycle, we get 4. We get 4 of the X target, and then in the second one we get 3. We're at 4 right now. At least that's what's been going on the last 2 months. We have the 170, which is an auto target. which I saw Derpy do with 3 ships, and he got, what was it, like,
35 minutes?
yeah, around 35 minutes of damage. But again, that's with 3 ships. So
Yeah, I managed to do 2 ships, but they were U3 ships. I did it with 2 ships, and I got 31 minutes damage. 32 minutes damage with 2 ships. Yeah.
So I'm wondering what 5's going to give you. You're going to end
So
up
I got
more
with
damage.
5 ships. I got it with 13 minutes damage.
Oh, okay. So
it's KB. So that's with 5 ships. 25.
I did both targets with 5 ships for 34 minutes damage. I think 35 minutes damage, something like that.
Okay. Alrighty, and the 172, which is a driving target. We're going to walk through all these, hopefully, without any, issue. And then 514 is the next target. I guess we'll discuss afterwards. Now, Derpy was, I think, at 35. I think Mike was right on that one. So the
I've got a total time for all 3 ships, all 3 targets with 46 minutes and 49 seconds. Because I haven't fixed my fleet from the raid stream, so.
Okay. Alrighty, and then we have the thing I was thinking about is the time benefit issue. As far as the 514 and the 606 look like they took a much more time.
Yeah.
And you're only getting another 250k.
Yeah, 606 is quite a nice target though. It's quite interesting because it's new target, isn't it? So.
Okay. And
I think might stick to the 70 and 72. And unless you got some seat time, and you don't mind doing it because monotony gets you, doesn't it, after a while? So you could get a few extra points, but yeah, it's 1.2 for those 2, isn't it? Basically, you're getting the set bonus then plus the 500 and the 250. So 1.25, sorry.
Alrighty. Well, do you want to run us through these targets?
I can do a few. Let me just fix this fleet so we go. How many ships do you want to use? That's the question, because it's a bit unfair because I've got all 5 at U3 at the moment, and many people won't, and they won't see it. I don't know. Do you want to just?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine with 5. Yeah, 5 at U3 is. 5 at U3 is good. It gives us a good idea. It does add +2 multi-shot. But that's the.
Did we highlight the flag bonus, the special effects of the flagship as well? Because this might catch a few people out. I don't know if you can see it here, but basically if you stand still for too long, then obviously your maximum stop time is 3 seconds, and if you stay longer than 3 seconds in one place, you lose the bonus combat speed of 30% and the turn speed of 200%.
Yeah, let's go through your build real quick. Yeah, that's fine. Because I think a lot of people that watch the show probably, but let's go through your build a little bit just so people understand what they're comparing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, basically, whilst the build was built over time across the fleet, I've got an even amount of the limited scattergun and the even and the standard scattergun. So it's even across the ship, across the fleet, but not necessarily across the ships because that's just the way I got them, and I was just building stuff. So whilst they are a random spattering of each one. And I think I've got 2 or 3 MDS3s, and that's it in total. And that seems to be absolutely plenty. I have gone across for 3 of the corrosive armors, and I've gone for 1 of the penetrative armors, which seems to be okay. And I think actually could probably get away with having no penetrative armors based off what I've already seen the targets. But we'll have a look in a second when we look at the stats. These are the 4 obviously routine specials. Sorry, and this one over here, obviously that's the one that comes out of the that's the one that comes out of the FM, the one that costs an absolute mint, and the rest of them are obviously from the previous events. So it's just these 2 here that you can decide on, and I just found basically the roaring barrels for me because it gives you a multi-shot of +3, which I quite liked. And the reload of the scatterguns, but I wasn't really worried about the extra damage too much because I'm relying on dot. And then obviously over here on the interception system, while I'd quite like the bonus speed, 20% bonus as well, but that was also for the fact of launcher supercharge, which is irrelevant here, but the supercharge of ×3, which then gets my supercharge up to, as you said
15.
previously, 15. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that. Shrink that down, and yeah, here we go. Supercharge. I mean, forget that one there, but supercharge 15, which is great. And then my multi-shop's up to 8, but as you've said, you gain some, don't you, from your upgrades, which is hang on,
Plus
sorry.
2. Yeah, plus 2.
Yeah, so I'm here plus 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get so you start off with 4, and then you end with your special. Could you mouse over your weapon?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the.
You
That's
start
the,
off
yeah.
with 4,
Mhm.
and then you get another 3 plus 1, another 4.
So it's 4 there, and then what do we got? Nothing.
The shaft splitter. Shaft splitter
One
gives you
there.
1, and
That's
then
1.
the roaring barrels give you 3.
That's
Okay,
yeah.
so you're up to 8, and then U3 gives you another plus 2, so you're up to 10 at that point as far as multi-shot. So it's basically a 20% increase in stacks.
And when you see them fire, you definitely notice it. I mean, it's a lot of rounds or a lot of scatter comes out. It's quite a massive spread actually.
Okay. Yeah, it's the specials I have are the same as yours. I did not split the weapons, and I just went even on both of them because I wasn't sure. And I think once like at U3, between the auras with the flag and everything, armor,
it's debatable then, isn't it? It's debatable then, I think.
Well, it's just sort of like, okay, it's I'm not sure it's really making a difference,
I think it's a bit worse than that, Hefe. From okay, I've done only 5 targets maybe, but actually trying to, we were arguing, if you're going to hit them and let it, do dot damage on 3 volleys or 5 volleys, you're better off doing this. You try and control your ships to only do 3 volleys or 5 volleys. It's not easy, I couldn't hardly do it. I couldn't, I'll just drive by kites and I'll let them fire 3 times at this turret and 3, not a hope. Sometimes it was 6, sometimes it was 2. It was, it wasn't easy in any way, shape or form.
Okay. But when you go through, I mean, at some point I want to see, when you hit the targets, at some point I want to see you try to minimize, because you have 5, you're at U3, as far as like 1 or 2 volleys, and figure out what that does and does not kill for people.
So I managed to get that down to it takes 4 volleys to kill a turret without going back again. Okay. Can't do it with 3, but you definitely do it with 4.
Okay.
And the same for the ships as well. Even the Reaver Hulks, the big ones, 4 shots, and then it doesn't look like you've gone anywhere near enough. But I didn't. I went away, and actually over half of the ship just died off with the dot damage. Didn't have to go anywhere near it again.
Okay. Yeah, because that was always the big question when I looked at these the VXP targets is like, well, how much health do they have? I mean, how much, how many salvos do you need to provide? Do you need to inflict on the target? So
this was the just out of interest, this is the damage then, that 19 minutes I just had there, that was off that other target as well, the 4th target. So although one ship did get more damage than the others, but I don't know why that was.
What was it in the 3rd position before?
It was in the 3rd position. Yeah, I just took it out the 3rd slot.
Okay.
Bizarrely, but I'll put it back in the 5th one now. But yeah, so at least it's sort of like, whilst it's not instant fix because now it's an imbalanced damage, it's only a 3-minute wait. So by the time you've been out and done a 170 or something, then you'll be good to go. So
okay.
Right, so we try it without, because of that speed bonus you get, I think, with the flagship. I'm not so sure that any crew is required now. Whilst, yes, it's nice to have a bit more extra evade, and that's the bonus. We were using the evade crew simply because of the bonus percentage on turn, but now the flagship's in, it gives you that nice limited, that special ability.
Maybe a splash crew would be handy then.
Yeah, but Molotov mains or spread crew is more what I'm interested in. I mean, that's the one, but we can hit it without. I mean, but that's the one that I was sort of looking at was a crew that increases spread. Because we talked about on previous shows, I was talking to Peter at Kicksai, and he was saying that the actual area of the I don't know if we should go to that slide. Go to slide 9, Mike. Okay, click it a couple times. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The area of the turret is 5, so the only thing you need is additional spread to hit a secondary target. So
there's not many secondary targets that's close enough, though, from what I can see. There are a few, but there's not many.
Yeah, but
It'd be better for ships if ships start stacking up on you, because there are a couple of clusters of ships, I have to say.
Right.
Okay.
And Kelvin, on your comment there in chat, yeah, the Kicksai build, I think most of us looked at and said, well, that's far from optimal.
It's a raw damage based build, but bear in mind they don't give you the optimal specials anyway. So yeah, it will be a usable fleet, but I don't think you would have enough. Well, you wouldn't have the supercharge for a start. Anyway,
yeah. So where are you going to
we
start with?
So we have a play then. That will just do in order. I think if we can find what's required.
The 171st, I guess then.
Which is down here. It doesn't matter. Obviously, this is the auto target. It's not got those horrendous, stupid missiles that have the aura effect.
Just so people aren't misled, the auto target. I'm assuming no matter what angle you enter.
Yeah, exactly. You can go to any. You start in the bottom at about 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go in at 12. Look, and you'll see. So yeah, so this one here, if those that still have the BP app on their phone as well, which does still work because I've checked it with somebody. So those that still have it, that's auto target will put you in the same location every single time you go in. So there you go. That's where you start, and nothing triggers, nothing starts straight away, which is nice.
This is very similar to the VXP target.
Yeah, it is.
Except for the fact that the what we've seen between the auto and the skill target is they've removed the layout's the same. They've removed the fog cutter missiles, and they removed the shroud on the Hawks.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, I mean, there is a building to kill and that sort of stuff, but it doesn't matter, because ultimately, they're already unshrouded, so it doesn't actually make any difference whatsoever. You haven't got to go out there and target it. But in the VXP one, that was the one we targeted.
Yeah, and our side, as far as what they took away from us, was the fog banks.
Yeah,
the fog banks are no longer here, so that was sort of the trade-off.
But those fog banks are in the 172.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a second. What is nice is obviously with a little bit of if you take these out first, you can actually get these trapped in behind this wall here and encourage them to drive that way. So when you're actually kiting by, they can't shoot you, but you can shoot them.
Okay.
Which is okay. It's not perfect, but it is okay. So let me get that. Hopefully, I can trigger this ship and drive underneath it. But we'll see. I'm not really sure. Like I said, you'll experience the. It's quite hard to limit the number of times you actually damage a ship. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drive. 1, 3, 4 that time. Try and show the difference. So that's a 4 hit and a 5 hit. There you go. So 4 hits can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the same then for this corrosive turret. And these are ones I hate because they fire so fast. I'll zoom in a little bit so it might make life a bit easier. I'll try and just get 4 hits off on it, but it's a real nightmare to do.
Yeah, and this is the one that you would, because you have the interception system. 1, 2, 3.
That was 3. You see my point? It's just hard.
Well,
so one more would have done it. Oh,
1, 3 does it. 3 does it. Yeah.
Ow!
And because you were zipping by, you didn't really take much of anything off of it.
Yeah. That was when I saw this whole thing. That was my driving strategy. Was to.
Yeah. So in the 172, it definitely pays to drive around a lot of the target, because actually by the time you go on the second loop, most of it's already dead. So is it 3 MDS3 I've got? Let me just have a sorry. No, not on there. There's one there, and one there. Yeah, so I've got 3 MDS3. Do you want to see how many missiles I actually take out? All right, I'm going to try and kite the target. But
You took them all out, but yeah, the number of them is probably not the issue because they have a salvo of 10.
What
Right?
gets through, isn't it? Something got through. Look, I've got a mild bit of damage there now on that one ship. 4, 3, 2. Yeah, so they target the flagship. So that's what I was thinking about earlier on.
The one that does not get evade in X1. That's
crazy, isn't it?
It's counterproductive. It doesn't make sense to me. As far as all your back ships get additional evade at X1, but your flag does not.
The flag, which you want to have it, hasn't got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like 3 is getting it done.
It does on the ships, I must admit. I mean, it's a bit.
Well, on the turrets as well.
Let's try again. So let's just try 1, 2, 3 if we can. If I can, 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's 3.
Okay, that one didn't. Oh, there we go. 3.
Yeah. So 3 seems to be okay if you're at the. Don't forget, I've got that bonus of 2 more multi-shot, haven't I?
But you also have, because you split between the Spleen Blaster and the Bloodletter, you have a lower damage over time and initial damage because of that.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it with a mix, it seems like if you went full Bloodletter, you're still getting you're getting it done as well.
Yeah. So Phoenix, this is a Phoenix, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this does 5 missiles. I think they do outrange you, but we'll just see what. There you go. Look. So it will start firing, and I don't think any get through, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is where that splash may come in and help you. You know, we're talking about.
Yeah.
They do start to sort of cluster up a little bit. So, but that wasn't too bad. So, I mean, we're doing this in slow time. I mean, what I did last time, I just drove around a big circle, but we're just trying to chip away at things. So,
yeah, trying to understand the individual aspects of.
Yes, yeah, exactly that. Which is what I tried to do on the stream, but then it looked like you were actually watching it in a VR headset, so I didn't actually do it in the end. Yeah, so this was
that was 4. Okay, that was 1 on the top one.
So if you get too close, look, actually it's counterintuitive, isn't it? It's not. I gain nothing by getting too close. That's the point I was trying to make. So that was 1. If I get 2 more in, I got 3. It almost like can't help it.
Yeah.
This one's frustrating. To get in there to get out, you're going to take damage. So it is definitely better to go this way and then glide across. I think, rather than you'd be tempted probably to go across here, and you may be able to snag it, but I don't think so, to be honest. So I think we're going to trigger this Reaver
Could
Hulk.
you just barely outrange it?
I didn't think I could, but you can't see here is the aura. I might zoom in. I don't think people can see the aura now. There's a
You can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make it out.
it's really faint. It's
I don't know why they've made it so faint. It's annoying, but so I'm just outside of its aura now. But the good thing about this is if I can,
it reduces your from what I've understood, it reduces your combat and turn speed. Once you're inside of it.
How many was that? Was that 4 or 5? I can't remember how many I just used then. You can see, look how long that dot's using. Look, done.
Yep.
Done. I think that was either 4. I think that was 4 shots. So you think, oh, I've only done about 1/4 damage, but you don't. You just leave it alone, and it actually kills itself off.
Well,
you find that range out if you want. But.
Yeah. I mean, or you could come back and wait for that one and make the straight run, like after you do everything else. That one scattergun, you can make that straight run, and not be. You understand what I'm saying? On the inside, you can
Yeah.
make the straight run later.
That's what I want to do. I want to go this way, you know.
Yeah, as long as you don't wake up the
Well,
other
there's
guy.
nothing here now to harm me. So at the end of the day, I can just go straight across, I think.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, so it's dead.
In fact, that's quite handy to look at that. Now I can just go back.
You got 4 in on that one.
Up.
Oh, not quite
still,
enough.
still holding on.
Slither. It's interesting. 4 on the other one, but 5. It's going to be 5 on this one, but I can't get.
But I think if you went with all bloodletter, that one would be dead.
Probably. I mean, I've got plenty of build tokens left, so I may up my numbers now. Now that I've seen the bonus effect on the flagship as well. And there's just this is not nice up here because you know you're going to have some time, a struggle to get around this without actually taking damage because you've got to go on a sort of an arc.
So
Would be the better way to do it. I definitely leave that one till last. Was that 3?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so 3.
Yep.
So comfortable amount of damage though. Definitely most of it on the flagship, which is frustrating.
Yeah. And let's see what percentage is penetrative, which is accuracy based.
So that's 1%. Bear in mind, I've only got 1 armor on for that.
Okay. And but 1% on each. So.
And obviously no evade because obviously area effect damage corrosive. So 10 minutes, but obviously most of that I think is on the flagship. We'll just recall it and just see, because it would be nice to know the difference between the ships, which can only be done by the missiles, can't it? Because obviously everything else is splash damage, so like corrosive, that is. So it will just take 10 minutes, and so nearly a full 5 minutes of it is just on the flagship. But
still probably, if not instant repair, seconds from instant repair.
1 second off.
1 second from instant repair.
If I'd killed that Reaver Hulk's first time, it would probably been just under, wouldn't it? So who knows? Anyway, by the time I press that, look, it's now instant repair, isn't it? So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's as good as instant repair. And that's without any cruise at all. So no splash bonuses and no evade uploads and that sort of stuff. So
no, it looks especially U3. I'm a U3. I bought the 1999 deal.
Oh, right, okay.
And
I haven't seen the deals yet, I must admit.
And then I saved up. I have one at X1 as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and then I'm going to have, as soon as I hit a couple targets, I'm going to have 2 at X1. So yeah.
Well, I'm nearly out of coins. So I'm going to go for the coin deal for this month because that'll cover me for 2 months, and I'm going to X1 my flagship, I think, just to give the better resistance figures, which will bring the resistances back in line, I think. Then. Yeah.
Right, and if you, not telling anybody else to do it, but I do find the U3 X1 deal to be, I like it. I mean,
yeah, I do as well. I have to say, I think. It's certainly reasonable because I mean the one thing you can't speed up obviously is the upgrade on the flagship, because there's never any deals really to win in events to do the flagship quicker. You can get kits, but you generally can't get upgrade tokens. You can for all the other bits, but not for the flagship normally.
Yeah, I mean it's and so you at this point I have the flag at U3, and then 3 ships at U3. But by the time it's so, I would recommend buying, if you're planning to buy anything, I would buy it to get to U3 as opposed to X1, because at X1 you're already in the situation where you sort of missed a month of advantage as far as being superior to the targets. So
That's interesting. I went in at 6 o'clock. Look, I'm over there. Hang on. Let me just have a little look again. So maybe both targets you're fixed. I definitely went in at 6 o'clock, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't quite go to 6 o'clock. Let me just see where I am. Let me go to 12 o'clock and just see the difference, just to make sure. Normally, the other target isn't. This has got quite a good surround around this target. I have to say, you've got quite a bit of a good safety buffer. It was better than I thought it was going to be. No, so you're always back down here again.
Okay. Fixed entry on both of them.
Yeah, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So we'll sit in there, cloud. So what should we talk about the clouds then? Obviously, yes, you're safe, but you're not safe from the Reaver Hulks because they hunt you down. You're also not safe from these things either.
Anything that has the Eye of Sauron, which is, I call
this thing. Yeah, sorry.
The yellow eye type of thing.
Bullseye,
yes.
Whatever thing it is. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And for this one, if you want to unshroud these, I think it's this one. I think it's this building up here.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's that one, or is it that one? It's not that one. It's definitely one of these two. Could be. I think it's that one, but I'm not sure. So you will trigger even by chipping away these. They definitely trigger very fast. In fact, the first one I triggered was this one over here. I didn't even know it triggered until it got down to here, and I hadn't got past any of this. I was killing this stuff off here. I think when these 3 ships trigger, I think it triggers that one there. But we could test that, I suppose.
Well, you suppose the strategy is to figure out how not to activate them.
I think the strategy is how to get to that building without actually stopping, but also making sure you can drive by kite as much as you possibly can. So my first effort was 22.5 minutes on this.
Mm-hmm.
But that was more luck because I was just driving around like a lunatic. So.
Okay. I'll be back in a second. I'm grabbing another beer. And
okay. Well, we'll make a start. I'll try and pick off some of the ships and maybe that.
I was watching Derpy and that area that you were just showing up there.
Yeah, in the top.
Yeah,
corner.
if you get up real close to the land, real close, you get inside where nothing spots you, and you just take out that whole section.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah. Mm-hmm. If you parked it
I'm too close to that already now. So
my mouse won't show you, but
that Reaver's now really caught up with me, and I shouldn't have gone this way. But
and you can't do anything to it.
It can't do me any harm because I can knock down all its UAVs. So I just try to clear this center zone. That's what I was trying to do, just so I give myself some space. Because it looks like, you just snagged them a tiny bit, but actually, because you've killed them off. By the time you've gone past them, they're dead. Gives me a bit of breathing room, but I don't know if it's the way to do it. It's just our way to do it. You reckon you can get right in close here? Because there's a couple of.
That's what I recall seeing.
There's a couple of these
right in front of that. Well, I'm looking at my own arrow. I'm sorry, I didn't see.
Yeah, so it is this building here that does it. So
yeah.
It's the second building in the middle one that lets you off the sea. This is quite nice, look, because those Reaver Hulks are together now.
They go down pretty fast, I think.
So hopefully that should be enough to take those both down.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Yeah, good. Okay. If I can
So if you
turn, if I can
Parked
turn
right
in,
there at the right at the front of that darn thing. No,
and this is someone's going to have to understand a pattern, aren't they, for these? You know. Ships are actually. Oh, I can't sit there. I'm gonna sit in there and let them do stuff, but I can't.
I imagine if you take out certain of those missiles that have that I have Saran effect, that you could sit in a cloud next to one of these islands
Yeah,
and
and that's what I was trying to show. So I can sit in. Yeah, I can. So I can sit in this cloud. We can show that exact thing. That's what I was trying to get to. Obviously, if people can't remember from the
No, something could still see. It wasn't that one. It was one further back somewhere.
It normally shows up and shows you, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it looked like it flew from even further down below.
It's flying from one that's already dead or something, because that one's. Where is it coming from?
further down.
Or
Why
is there
it not showing up?
or
It
is there
normally
a glitch in the target?
that came from this turret. Hey, look, it's still firing.
That's that.
It's still firing.
Yeah,
I
it's that
killed it.
Phantom. It's that Phantom one right there.
Yeah,
Oh.
I killed it already. Oh, I'm too zoomed in now, but yeah, I thought so. You should have been safe to do that. That was a Phantom turret there. It doesn't exist. Oh, look at that. That's annoying.
Yeah, if you had all blood letters, it'd be dead, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's the right move, but yeah.
I don't know either, but you know, I'll mess about a bit over the weekend, and that's frustrating.
I really think it's driving style as far as if you want to mix them or not. If you want to be more auto friendly, the mix is probably better.
Where did that ship come from?
Well, the Phantom turret, that's an interesting twist.
So that unfortunately hit me twice, that turret. And you know how much damage they do, so this has not been a good run in any way, shape or form. But I mean, we've showed the target, sorry, so that's something. I mean,
yeah,
we'll do the other target as well, because I thought it was all right, actually.
I mean, should we replicate and see if it happens again, or see if it's a one-off?
Well, there are plenty of lives, so I don't mind. I need to get to a reasonable amount of points tonight, so yeah, we can do. I don't mind.
Is this new art as far as these sort of sandy islands?
Isn't it similar to the ones when we had the banana boat sort of thing?
Yeah, I probably honored that.
Yeah, well, it was awful, wasn't it? So, we can replicate. I mean, that's far too. Yeah. So look straight away. But I remember from the VXP target, if you got hit by one of those missiles or that area effect damage, it absolutely annihilated you, which is what's just happened there. We'll do another one, shall we? Because there was another one here. What was that damage? Let's see if we can remember it.
It was
that turret is.
Yep.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Thanks, Kevin, mate. What are we on then? So 49. 49, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't doing any particular flair. I was just killing it. But I was just smiling to myself, just thinking how bad that OBS stream was.
See if you take a look over there on the left. It's you can see the.
Yeah. So it's something firing from here, but it's not even there.
And then those darn ships that are in the clouds can see you. That's kind of.
That's not because there isn't a turret there. So because that's where I was sat. That one there covers there. That one there is the one that covers it, and I killed that already. That partly covers it. That just touches it a little bit. Yeah, so that is actually the one that you have to worry about, but that was already dead. Right. Let's see if we can do a slightly better job this time. So I'm going to go and trigger
That
these
ship's
3
gonna
ships
see you, yeah.
and see if this is what triggers that Reaver Hulk, because
It's a little dirty pool. They let those ships see you.
Well, you got the ISR on, so I
Well,
mean,
those 3 that are in the clouds, and so are you. And
Just a quick note: Kick's team is aware of the invisible turret and is already working on solving that.
super. Can I have my damage back, please? That was a super stupid turn of me.
okay, yeah, right now it's firing at it.
mm,
There we go.
Need to turn back then, did I? So yeah, so those 3 ships is what triggers that top Reaver Hulk. Look, it's here now. Whatever that noise was, I have no idea.
so obviously that invisible turret doesn't die either.
No. Hey, that's one of the bonuses of being Alpha World, isn't it? You know, you get to all the quirks, good and bad. Right, we'll let that thing do its own thing at the bottom. We're going to go up and try and do something up here. So it's this building, by the way, Heffy. It's the center one. Sorry, this one, the center one.
Well, look,
Okay.
it's not shooting at it now.
Oh, so it's not consistent on what they look like, target to target.
Doesn't seem to be. I'm just going to go through these here. I'm going to take that building out if I can. That all, there you go. Now they're unshrouded. So it's definitely that middle one. Oh, don't sit still there.
But it definitely looks like an interesting target to tease apart.
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
needs teasing. I mean, I'm just smashing through it, but yeah, it does need teasing apart. You're definitely right. I mean, I'm going the wrong angles here in the wrong directions and that sort of stuff. So I should be able to hopefully.
There's 2. Oh
go
no.
in. Yeah, that was hard to go less than 5 then, just because of the angle I went in at.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so you can tease
That
them
one didn't
apart.
fire at me then. Did I manage to outrange that one? It didn't fire at me.
It can't see you if you're in the cloud, so
Ah, that's what it was then. So
Yeah, yeah.
I was in the cloud. That ship can see me in the cloud. So we might be able to show using the cloud to kill that one. I can't fire at him because he's in the cloud. That was silly of me.
1, 2, 3.
4, wasn't it? Was that 4?
Mm.
Another way just to see. That was 4, wasn't it? Yeah. I should better come up into this cloud, hopefully. That one's there. Oh no, there's more than one.
I'm sure there's going to be an optimal sequence of clearing it.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of take this one out, take that one out. I'm sure there is. Yeah, exactly. But the nice thing is, though, even if you do ultimately just blitz through it as quick as you can, I reckon you can get 4 sets done without dying. It's 4 million points, and then go and fix if you really can't be bothered to unpick it. But unpicking it is definitely the most sensible way ahead. Was it that just fired at me? Yeah, it was. Yeah. But technically, that's the last. Is that so? Should we see if it's still there again? So I should be able to go into here, shouldn't I? Now, there's no more, is there? Nope. So I should be able to go in there without that thing shooting at me. So let's see what happens.
Reminds me of the Saturn sitting in the clouds. And
Yes, yeah. Not gonna be able to get that one though because he's far out. So that's the thing. See, some people will come in this angle here, and then they'll get stuck, and then that thing's going to absolutely blitz them to pieces. They
Well,
don't do huge-
you have a combat speed of 108 plus the bonuses. It's hard to-
and I'm still getting. I don't know because we don't know what the splash of these things are, but it's
Mhm.
definitely causing damage because obviously even though it's splashing behind me by half a ship's distance, it's still ticking off my health because obviously the retreat button is disappearing.
No. Because you're also hitting him at the same time. So therefore, that's going to cause the same reaction to your retreat button, right?
Yes, yeah, that's a valid point. Actually, yeah, no, definitely. Even when they, because you can't outrange them. Even when they fire, well, this is what I thought. Even when they were firing and I wasn't firing at them, I could have sworn I saw the retreat button disappear, and I think they're splashing me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've got 3 corrosive. Look, 3 corrosive armors. I'm still getting. Okay, it's 2%. Doesn't sound a lot, but the damage is coming from that, and still not the penetrative. So that's why I'm thinking about not having changing from the penetrative armor and going all corrosive.
Yeah,
might do.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway,
especially as you get further up and you get some natural added bonus aura type stuff added to it and the higher evade.
yeah.
Okay, so you took 15 minutes on this one.
Yeah, so that's 15 minutes. So that would have been an instant fix then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that proves it proves those area effect missiles when they hit you, in those red zones, the damage they do. Because I got hit twice, I think it was. Okay, some really shoddy driving, I get that. But even that example of in that target was just as bad driving, and only 15 minutes extra damage compared to the first one.
What'd you take on the one where the invisible missile got you twice?
That was 49, wasn't it?
49,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And virtually the same type of driving.
Yep.
As in terrible. Right. Okay. Do you want to have a quick look at this other one? 5 something, isn't it? No, not 5 something. Yeah, 514, isn't it? Now this like the I wonder if I can go from the top. So if it's a safe zone, I'm not sure. They might all have dedicated entry points. Don't know yet. We'll soon find out. But I know which building it is because I remember taking note of it before. Right, so this one looks like you can go in because the last time I went in, I started down the bottom. So a nice big area, which is good. And it's this one here, this building here.
Okay. So the ones that used to spurt out the
old cheese balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not this one. It's this one. Or unless it's both of them, because obviously I'd gone up and killed that one, that didn't unshroud them. Then I killed that one, it did unshroud them. So maybe it's both. But it's interesting they've got, what's this color on top then? What's this symbol here? Not seen that one before.
No, it's not one that we have in our base.
Don't recognize that at all. Better look at the guide, that'll tell us.
Yeah.
Did we just miss it on the earlier buildings? That indicates it's got the shroud thing.
I'm wondering if it is. Well, then that means I have to kill both of them. So we should be able to sort of like, puzzle that out ourselves. Now, that's overlapping there. Don't know when he's going to get triggered. I don't know. So I want to try and get in and clear this bit if I can. I wonder if I can probably clear those 3 ships first. And clear this single turret. They're not stacked very well. That's where your splash bonus comes in, as you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Mm. But they're not firing at you, so you're getting...
Well, I can slightly outrange these ones, yeah. It depends on which color the ship is, isn't it? These ones got, I think these ones have got like 80 range or something.
Yeah.
These ones have got a greater range.
But it helps that you have a interception system to get
The extra 20% speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Four?
Yep.
Goodness. Boom. Yeah. I'm watching, these targets are not here yet, but I'm liking my build idea more and more the more I watch you drive. In regards to the fact that it takes, basically 3 to 4.
And this is a combo. I might have one more of the limited scatterguns than the non-limited. I may have. I can't exactly remember. I was just basically slapping them on willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't exactly pay too much attention. I paid more attention about how many MDSUs I wasn't going to use. So. There's a Reaver Hulk at the top. Yeah, there's 2 Reaver Hulks in this one. So.
Just go to the clouds. They won't see you.
They will when I get in.
Oh, yeah, when you go in there, yeah.
But that should nearly have done it. Again, these are those ones, the yellow backs, as I call them. So look how close you've got to get before they actually start firing. And they're dumb fire, so they don't seem to do any huge amount of damage anyway. So they'll be dead now. So this I could probably kite upwards, can't I? I'm probably sure I'm in a range of something. Yeah, I thought it would be. 4. Oh, I've got 5 on that one. Okay. Again. 3, 4. 4 on that one.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yep, dead. Okay. Keep away from the Reaver Hulk. Now, that's a messy way to go, isn't it? That's going to cause me some pain, I think.
Unless you could, yeah, because the missiles have got it covered still.
2.
Oh, I could sit there.
4, 5.
Yeah, I thought I was trying to see if, that's the sort of place where Splash would do you a benefit, wouldn't it?
Yep.
And here again, Splash would have, got me probably that turret as well then. It's a bit foolish of me for triggering that Hulk, but yeah, that's why. Can I go up and try and come across at an angle? 3, that's probably not enough. And come back and get 1 more, I think. Or is it enough? Yes, it is. I'm getting in there. I'm slowly getting there now.
I'm not seeing on that last one. I'm not seeing the icon that shows that it's taking continual damage. The DOT.
The dot damage thing. Oh yeah, the shiny dot damage symbol. Yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah, it wasn't showing up. It was dying, but it was not showing up. Which is,
Yeah, someone's going to have some real clever. Derpy will do it. Someone needs to unpick this target and have a definite route on which way to go. I should kill off those 3, shouldn't it? Yeah. I can encourage. Whoa, watch that thing. Watch that thing. Watch that. Yeah. So at least even if I make a mistake and I trigger the ring, I can get away from it, which is quite nice. going to get in here now. I want to try and kite through here. And to do so, I'm going to probably have to go bottom way, I think. But you know, I mean, I know I'm being a bit slower, but you can see, you know, I would have done another 170 by now and be halfway through a 172.
Yeah, there's a lot of driving in this. Like you said, this isn't optimal. Obviously, we haven't figured that part out, what's optimal on it, but still.
Well, this isn't optimal for a SAR, because I'm going to drive past a corrosive turret now. I still haven't killed the building, but there we go. Ooh, don't stop. I want to kill this building and see if it's just the one building now, or is it actually the second one, because that will indicate as to what those... Oh, it's definitely the second building as well. So that's clearly then what that symbol means. See? There we go. Okay, so we've worked that out now. Now we know what that means. Oh, you had to go into the shroud. Oh, well,
So basically, the Hulk / Enforcer / whatever definitely has the highest armor across across the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Makes sense. It's a capital ship, so.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, look at the time now. That's nearly 10 minutes. I know I've been sort of dancing around a little bit, but it didn't take 2 minutes to do the other two targets. Pull these ships out. You know, this is definitely a case of do the occasional one of these when you're really bored of doing the other ones, you know.
Yeah. Which happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. But like I was sort of saying on this live stream, you know, that's why I really like doing the siege stuff, because the targets are so fast. Assault is always the slowest one. So it looks like it was only quarter of damage, and look at the difference on the dot. So it is. I'll zoom in. See if we can see the dot damage logo. Maybe it was just because I was zoomed out a bit too far. There it is. Look, it is there. Nice ship there. Look. We got left a couple of turrets. Last two, and we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, I always sound pleased myself, but that just took far too long.
Yeah. Sure. 4 minutes left after out of 15. That's not a great sign.
No, that's an awful lot of seat time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not great.
Right, there we go. %, taken, 1% taken. So a little bit different this time. 116 now. Can't remember the first
49 was 49 minutes to there was
all right, okay.
Yeah, there's progression there. So
and obviously that was the first time we've hit that target, so that wasn't horrendous, was it? So
No.
the first one was 49, wasn't it? And then what did we have? 15 minutes on top of that. So, in fact, we did, didn't we? We had 49 minutes for the first target. We said it was 15 minutes for the second one. So it's 50. So that's 105. So that was 10 minutes.
Yeah, thereabouts.
yeah,
10
so
minutes
it's,
damage.
A lot of time, but less damage.
So it's instant repair if you didn't
It's
have
instant
to get-
repair then. So that was 10 minutes damage. That was.
Yeah.
It's a long ass target. But I suppose you can do, if you're one of those people that are, maybe retired, don't want to spend any money, do one back in your base, fix it up, go back out again, do another one, have a cup of coffee, do a couple more, because they are worth a few points. Which means you could actually raid for free. What is the actual value of that target? It's worth 500. It's 500,000 each one. It's a method. Although 170, you can probably do a lot quicker and actually do at least 2 of those in the same amount of time. But whether you can do them the same amount of damage, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the issue as far as the time benefit, ratio as far as like how long does this take you to get this done?
Yeah, exactly that. To damage your clock. What's my points on now? Nearly 4 or something. That thing's disgusting, isn't it? It looks like a tick that's gone wrong.
I do not know what they were doing with that. Okay. Why do we not have skins for PvE anymore?
Yeah.
And we have this. What are you going to call this?
Well, it looks like a flea gone wrong. It looks like a tick,
I think Derpy called it. He thought it were testicles, but yeah, I don't really go. I'm not even sure that makes sense, but that's the direction he went. Like, but it's still. I mean, just for everybody knows, the 9.5 million is not for the haul. It's just for the skin,
and
I'm not sure what the purpose is behind that skin.
No.
Do we want to talk about this while we're here?
Yes, we should.
I think we should. I'll shut up. I've been talking far too much. I'm going to have a sip of drink, and I'll let you guys talk about that one.
I'll talk about what the
new Omega.
Okay, I need to go get a beer. So, are you going to talk about it, Big Leg?
Yes, we can. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, because I mean, it's.
We haven't had a new Omega weapon in a really long time.
Yes.
Now, is this going to be the start of a rollout of a series of new ones? Kind of like last time we got, 3, 4 of them, something like that. Maybe it was 5, I forget. Over the course of 6 months to a year, a little bit less than that. Maybe. Because obviously, relevance-wise, everybody up till now pretty much has been using the fart cloud gun or whatever people want to call it.
The tactical radiation dampener.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I mean, for the bonuses and the effects that it has, it's not really doing any damage to anything.
Is that the you can't fire at me turret?
Yeah, you can't fire at me.
The yellow cloud thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a cloud effect thing in it was one of those Minions movies they referred to a fart gun, and it kind of looked like that. That's why I always think of that one. But so here you've got this new tier 10 thing, and since it's not going to be affected by turret defense, it's only going to be deflection to deal with it, and it can't be boosted. You're looking at something that can actually do some damage, and particularly the new Abomination is weak on the penetrative side of the defenses. Even if you put a plate on it, it still only does so much. So this is going to definitely offer some help in that regard. With 200% accuracy, you're not really going to truly be able to out-evade this thing, I don't think.
And I think up there where it says, obviously, the weapon AI now is one of the key areas to look at on the blueprints as well now. So this is obviously noting that the inner range is 160. So they'll be in your channel quite a distance before this thing stops firing at the item with the lowest health. But obviously, the fact that its lowest health is also triggering the fact that in case you want to use, obviously, basilisks and that sort of stuff, it will smash 5 million points to one of those, basically.
Well, it's 650,000 per projectile.
But per projectile, but in a total of the 8 salvos,
Yeah, and I, off the top of my head, I think an Abomination gets to 100, maybe 150 deflection with the plate. I'm just running off the top of my head. So you're looking at 500,000 on each one of those missiles if there's, an Abomination that it can target. That
I'm
adds
just
up.
going to have a little look at a basilisk a minute. I can't remember what my basilisks have got. Was there?
This should be the end of basilisk of the Bass for real.
Yeah.
Beyond the priority targeting fix, and then the strategy.
I have seen a couple of people driving by with other old ballistic, very early PvP ships. Because they've got massive speed on them.
Yep,
But,
the Overlord mortars
But with the accuracy of 200, and this thing will track, obviously, I don't think you're going to be able to outrun this, are you? I think they've done it on purpose to finally kill off.
Yep.
The you need 10 tiles of water or run your base concept.
Yes.
I think that's what it's been done for. Let me look in storage quickly and just grab out a basket.
Which, getting a few land tiles back for not having to deal with that anymore will give players some greater flexibility again. And I think everybody will pretty much welcome that. Even the people that like to hit bases and stuff, you'll probably see less cookie cutter designs everywhere.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Because if we have got back to, the range of you're safe now at 120, that's going to give you a certain amount of tiles back, probably 8, if not more.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8. In fact, no more than that. Probably 16 tiles you'll get back to do other things with.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be quite nice.
Right.
So I'm looking at a U2 Basilisk now, and on the defense side of it, for penetrative, total deflection is 38243.
Yeah. So this
Which
is going to eat
nothing.
eat those things in a blink. So that's good. Projectile speed is 700. That's pretty decent. Right off the bat. It's got splash as well. So I mean, it targets, like you say, the bass again. And only if there's 2 or 3 of them, somebody's thinking they're going to prep you with, which good luck. But it's only going to have to really hit the one, and if the others are anywhere nearby, kiss them goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and so the HC turrets in general are somewhere around about 240 projectile speed to 300 projectile speed at a flat rate without the bonuses. So, this is obviously, because you can't do a great deal with the Omega weapons to boost anything. You can't. In fact, you can't boost them. But you would need to with a 700 projectile speed. That's pretty bloody impressive, to be honest.
Right. But the only thing that I think would matter would be the fact of it's the insulated, or I forget what it is. It creates anti-stun on everything it touches. That, I suppose, would affect this because it prevents a stun missile from being used on the OP to shut it down. Which isn't a very practical attempt anyway, but I suppose they've considered that.
Yeah, that's a valid point, yeah. And what was it? How much is it to get it again? I can't remember how many.
10 million.
Okay.
I'd rather have that over a fancy skin with a lot of funny things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the 2 things I'm going to go for personally, and then I'm not even going to bother with any read tokens, because I'll just wait for the X deal and then just do that on my ship. So,
No, I do agree completely that there's not a lot to claim if you're pretty much caught up. Yeah, there's not a lot to claim here.
Right.
I mean, are they going to add more? I don't know.
If you're playing from behind, there is, in the other categories, there's stuff there that's helpful. I know a few people had posted on TFC saying, that there wasn't, the prize list looks lame. There's not much content there. And I kind of feel like, well, it's the first raid in the cycle. Players aren't necessarily ready, and we were on a 3-week standard deal, so they didn't even have a 4th week to get ready. So the fact that there isn't a lot there probably helps in that regard. Then obviously there's some people who are thinking, well, they're not offering enough. Well, then if they offer more, well, then it's too soon, it's too much, it's too fast, content's too fast, I can't keep up. I don't think there's a way to please everybody. You can't win.
I mean, it's 3 million based off that target I just did, which was instant fix. Bear in mind, if you don't have the fleet, you'd probably have to go down a tier on targets, wouldn't you? Because if you want to get these, even that target, that 514 I did, that's 6 of those. So that's an hour just to get one of these.
But if you can do the TLC, you could probably
you'd get it easier from getting the
I already got 10 of those, right?
For the mastery rounds, you probably would get it.
I don't even know it's the mastery round. I think that's earlier on, but yeah, I'm not certain. I mean, I'm not saying it's not in the mastery round, but yeah, this is. And then every target you hit, you're getting shards for the bloodletter.
Yeah.
It's there's not a lot here. For
I'm
at
going to
least
pick
my-
up a couple of the build tokens because obviously I might just change some of my weapons for more limited weapons now.
Okay, well, okay. TSM, what are you gonna do in the next month with your FM tokens?
Build that.
Okay. Just making sure.
And a
You
little
know,
refit.
Okay. Because for a lot of players that are concentrated in PVE, there's not a lot to build.
There's nothing to do. No, you're right. Yeah, unless you were doing, if you're choosing to get the mortars and put them onto your FM fleet. I'm not doing that anymore. I've done one fleet. I'm not doing the second one. I don't gain that much from it as far as I'm concerned.
Because it has what 2 months left. That's my guess on the Everest, right? 2 months left. Yep. We're going to see it in the next, not the next raid, but the following raid. We're going to see the replacement for the Everest. Is my assumption. I have no inside knowledge on this, but that's my assumption as far as how that's going to work out.
There are a couple of things in here that's quite good. There's exterminators, but obviously there are certain turrets that are killing them off now quite quickly. There's badges and things like that as well, which is nice. There's some still shards for the Overlord. So there are things for people to, Harrower stuff is there, So
yeah, but people that aren't caught up. I mean, because I assume. I'm not sure. I don't really know the audience completely as far as I think most of the people that actually go and find a YouTube show that creates, whatever content that I create throughout the show, good or bad or what indifferent. It's I think they're caught up. I think they are. You know what I mean? I think they are caught up in the game. It's not like I would, if there's a lot of people out there that are way behind in the game that actually watch the show. I'm happy to create a little corner for you as far as talking about it in the show. But everybody I see the comments and whatnot, I know these people are caught up. These people are. Cutting edge on the game. So it's I wish we had people that were trying to catch up because, we could provide content for them. But yeah, this is, all good.
But change the subject slightly. Do you think they've sort of downgraded the visuals on the game recently as well? This used to be an animated background.
Well, I think they got rid of all the art team because we don't have skins for PvE stuff. All we have is go back one step into the what Derpy called testicles. I don't agree with that, but that's what is that?
Squashed something? I don't know.
Yeah,
looks like something squashed and blood's coming out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, and no more badges either. Yeah, there's no badges. There's no new skins because I use skins for a tactical advantage.
Yeah, it's good for that. You can, if like these ones have got my MDS3s on, say, for example. These ones have got my XYZ on them. And yeah, exactly.
This is my evade ship. This is my, that.
Especially when you're tanking. Yeah, absolutely. It's just, and I know you normally know it's on, it's key 1 and that sort of stuff. But sometimes it's nice to have a visual representation as well.
Well, especially if you break down your ships and then you try to repair them. You don't want to have to look at the stats if they're all at the same. You understand what I mean?
And if you're building these things here, there are a couple of ways to build them. Somebody might want one, that's all evade plate and that sort of stuff because it's a bit faster then, and it's got a bit more evade, and it might be able to charge forward a little bit more and to do a gate, say, or something like that. And then the other ones are full of armor, maybe, and got loads of protective, deflection and that sort of stuff, and less evade maybe, but the thing is, that's another tactic that has been removed from the game. You know, because it's the builders' tactics that, you know, little things like that are important to people. You know, PvP holes, yeah, exactly that. So that's a good question. I've gone for deflection, and I do have a single other plate on mine as well. But yeah, some people I've seen them, a couple of people, and they've gone all evade plate. So
Yeah, and with
I think it's circumstantial as into the situation of where you want to use those ships and how you want to use those ships. I've seen some people attack a base leading with these ships. I've seen some people use other ships as to draw fire, and then these come in behind.
That's the most common tactic I see.
Particularly with these turrets as well, because these absolutely get melted by these. But, you know, if you lead with other ships first, then these obviously are not taking the priority hit. So the other ships are, which means once these are in close, you're in a bloody mess, basically, very quickly.
Okay.
By the way, you mentioned the thing from the prize packs and stuff. The Reforged Power Cord was in the Mastery Pack ×5 in the campaign for.
It was Mastery, was it? Okay.
Yeah, because in 3 you got the bolster bow and you got the chaff splitter system limited blueprint ×5.
All right. Okay.
Alrighty.
I don't really do enough PvP anymore to be a credible source anymore, to be honest. I like building ships, but that's about it. I don't even really do a great deal of anything now, so busy at work.
So as far as your takeaways, as far as hitting the targets and whatnot, what do you think as far as some of your original thoughts as far as building the ships?
Well, I'm pleased we went with Dot. I'm sure you're the same as well, mate. I think Dot was definitely one good thing for the second time in a row. The VXP target has been representative of what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, utilizing Dot in the VXP definitely worked, and actually it's now carried across into the raid. So at least, you know, that previous habit of showing you a VXP target, then it doesn't actually correlate to what you're going to be experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, has gone away. So that's great news. You know, and long may that might continue, because, you know, if you do get a reasonable VXP target, and we can then, you know, do the Sherlock Holmes bit on the target between us all, you know, we can understand the mechanics, and then I think we've built some reasonable ships. You know, may not be the ultimate ship, but we've definitely built some reasonable ships, and I don't think the damage, you know, between us, it'll be down to more, oh, I turned incorrectly here, not that I've not got the right number of bloodletters on my ship. You know, I think it's going to be a case of you've made an error in your driving skill than anything else.
Yes, and that's a big part of it, as far as, because this does appear to be another driving target, which I do enjoy, because I do enjoy, you know, you've probably watched the show enough to realize that, you know, I'm like, you know, I spent a lot of time trying to get down to the absolute minimum damage that I can take, and and that's sort of my enjoyment in the game at this point, as far as, you know, like, okay, well, can I get it down to, you know, instant repair, or I can get it down to X, Y, or Z. Mm-hmm. And I do enjoy that personally. But as far as everything else goes, your build or other people's builds or whatnot, what have you learned in the last 2 hours as far as what we should be building? I mean, the thing, I think we were, you know, pretty consistent as far as what we think about the specials. I think that's been pretty consistent. Um, the two outliers were the armor mix and the weapon mix.
I think some might be a bit, and I know the generic statement is 2 of each armor, or is it 3 of each armor, or 4 of each armor, depending on the type of ship. I do think more corrosive, and I probably should have gone all corrosive now on the armors. And now, in hindsight, because hindsight's always great, now we have the stats boost from the special effects from the flagship. I probably may not have gone interception system, but I do like the fact that obviously supercharged time.
You would have not gone interception system.
Well, if there was something else that provided the supercharge, basically I don't need the bonus combat speed because the flagship, it's got that wind up, so. But if there's nothing else that gives me the supercharge, then I've got no choice. It's because there's nothing else there that does it. But then you could actually change Roaring Barrels because that's got a 10% boost. I mean, 10% is nothing for combat speed, but there is, it maybe offer you a bit more flex. That's all I'm saying. And maybe those last two specials aren't as fussy. I think actually interception system is probably the right one to put on. And actually Roaring Barrels, you could have, there are other options, because it's multi-shot, and blimey, we've got a lot of multi-shot now, haven't we? Which is fine, but
and there's some pretty substantial reload bonuses that came with the flagship to start with.
Yeah,
which we didn't necessarily think we were going to get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, and we've gone back to a tier 7, special, a tier 4 special of all things,
Yeah,
which is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. When I talked to Kickside about this, so like I feel, I told them I feel awkward, telling everybody like, okay, tier 4 special is the way to go. And they asked me a lot of weird questions. I don't know exactly how to explain them, but yeah, it was odd. I do agree as far as putting interception special on there. I felt, considering the trend that Kicksai is on at this point, I found that awkward to, all of a sudden, okay, I'm going to put interception system that was. Does anybody even remember what hull that was intended for?
Wasn't it the Highlander?
Highlander's what?
Or
Highlander was the flagship.
The flagship, wasn't it? Wasn't it the Highlander flagship?
Maybe?
The what?
The Frostburns, maybe?
The Frostburns were that I think that feels a little too early. I mean, I could be wrong, but the Frostburns with the Frosties, that was a long time. I think that was too long ago, to be honest. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure it was the Highlander ship, or in that that era.
But Highlander was the flag. What was the actual ship?
I think I've still got one in the storage bin.
Because I think there's a couple Highlanders.
The nuclear cruiser, wasn't it? Because that was a tier 3.75 ship, which would be about right.
Highlander what?
The nuclear cruiser.
Okay. All right. Okay. KB agrees. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is anyway, but it seems about right. That's a 3.75, and I remember obviously why the Highlander come out, and it was an epic ship, wasn't it? And we used it for many seasons after that because it was great to park it in the corner. It had the complete battle screen boost of radioactive, reload at 70%, and it got used a lot. And when we could mix around PvE and PvP, well, there was no PvE and PvP ships then. There was FVF and that sort of stuff. Even you could attack bases with your old launcher ships and tuck it in the corner and use 4 launcher ships and get that lovely reload up and running, and it was brilliant fun.
Okay. Alrighty.
Those days are gone.
So, at the end of the day, I don't want to be choices you're gonna make is for, but I'm assuming everybody's built. Everybody's has their builds out there. They probably don't have a lot of token stuff to fix everything. So probably everything is mostly about driving. Mostly about how we're going to drive our ships.
It is another raid, isn't it? Where actually you're going to get yourself more. Okay, you're getting yourself more damage. That's obviously, but the designation between the specials is going to be more compensated by better driving, I think, than by going, oh look, I only got 12 supercharged and not 15. I think making a wrong turn, which I clearly obviously did several times in those quick little sort of demo things, getting pinched into a corner and then getting the scattergun smack you up, or sitting in one of those horrendous rings and letting that thing fire on you with that area effect damage weapon. It's those sort of things that's going to cost people. And then obviously finding the most ergonomic path, which is going to take some time because it's quite a big target, particularly the 12. So
okay, no, it's all good. I'm just already what?
Done, finished.
Okay. No, I understand it. I'll put the link in case anybody wants to join the after show. And I am waiting for in 25 minutes I can hit these targets, and and I'm liking that whole idea because they actually look inviting to me. In my position as far as a player, but the link's out there in case anybody wants to join the show. I want to thank everybody that showed up and help provide information to everybody. So hey KB, do you have anything to add?
No, not much. The only thing I'm interested in is to see what sort of difference the X1 on the flag's going to make with the additional 1.5 million of raw damage.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Because I'm not sure why they really
Why it needs it.
needed to put that in.
Next raids targets are going to be obviously much harder.
Yeah, but it sort of goes against the way everything's been built, hasn't it? Yeah, because everything was slated towards damage over time, yet the sort of prime update just ups the raw damage.
Yeah, it is tricky. I mean, and you also saw what happened with what?
Who what?
You saw what happened with what was associated with other things.
I'm not following you.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, well, that was pretty much the only query I had on anything.
I must be. I don't understand it. I was surprised. I was expecting more evade boost for X1 for the flagship, knowing that obviously the missiles hit the flagship as a priority first.
And really, the only other thing
I was quite surprised by that.
That I'd have to say is I was disappointed with the ships that Kix was actually putting out for sale.
The raw damage ones, and they look fantastic with 19k of damage, didn't they? But that's not what we were after.
Yeah, and none of them had any of the specials.
Yep. They very rarely put any of the good specials on, do they? It's always second tier specials normally. They'll give you the hull, they'll give you the armors, they'll even X3 them sometimes for you, but they won't necessarily give you all the right specials because there's a TLC and you can go and get them from that.
Thinking about that with that X1 weapon on the flagship and the fact that it takes, like you say, it takes a little more penetrative, gets targeted by the missiles. Obviously, that one you wouldn't necessarily flip then to having 4 corrosive armors like you're looking at on some of them.
No, definitely. In fact, maybe the other way around. Yeah. In fact, no.
Or
'cause
split it 50-50 or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'll be
frustrating.
interested to see the
Frustrating.
X1 weapon in action and see how that whole wind up and the rest of it, how it actually, the mechanics of how it's supposed to work.
I think Jerry's got his, and he's got a video out of his all at X1 at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it. I know he posted it, but
No, I've just seen it being posted. I haven't watched it even yet. I've been busy. I will do, because I am intrigued as well. It'd be nice if he does show a pan and scan across the fleet afterwards to show the damage across the fleet, per ship. It'd be nice to see that. What difference that makes.
Alrighty, I posted a link in case anybody wants to join the after show. But otherwise, I'm, it's all good.
Okay.
I think we've accomplished the mission, so to speak.
Yep.
In regards to what you guys should be doing in the game, and I'm making a okay. Jerry's showing up. Hey, BP Strategy. Did you want to be on the live show? All right. I'm not sure who this is, but I want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up, and I do appreciate you showing up, and I think everybody should go back and watch what TSM did. It is mind-bending.
No, I don't think you should watch that.
stream.
What?
It's an LSD stream.
I think it's mind-bending. I mean, I've done acid numerous times, and then I watch this and I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. And I know that was not TSM's intention, but I found it really interesting to watch that whole thing. You guys should watch. You should watch that. TSM
It was stressful. I can tell
Hi
you that
there,
was a
people.
stressful stream.
What?
That was stressful.
Yeah, it was stressful, but it was. I mean,
Hi there. One thing is that right didn't start where in the sector that I am.
mm-hmm. But was it enjoyable? Did you enjoy the whole TSM experience as far as, because I compared it to, I'm not sure how many people watched Lord of the Rings, the Soviet version. Does anybody watch that?
I didn't even know there was one.
Nor did I.
Oh.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, you should watch. TSM. You should definitely watch that. There is a Soviet version of the Lord of the Rings, and it is something. I'm not going to, provide a good or bad, but the Lord of the Rings, the Soviet version is. I watch it and I enjoy it as far as like. But again,
Since I didn't even know it existed, I might enjoy it as well.
yes,
It was so good I had to jump ship and was a cow.
Hi there.
Hey, BB. So, but no, TSM, you should watch that if you haven't watched that. It was.
If I can find it.
It was pretty epic, and it reminded me a lot of your show that you did tonight. But which, I mean,
An unintentional show, yeah.
yes, okay, yeah. I was not trying to be a dick about it.
Hey,
It's just sort of.
hello there. I just
Go
want to. I just want to.
Go ahead.
Sorry if I interrupt you.
No. Go ahead. That's why I've been quiet.
One thing I found is that the combustion system 2 is very effective in the Ravager hull.
Combustion system 2 is pretty effective.
Well, sure. There's a splash bonus there. You have to trade off with something
spread the
else
splash.
for it.
I tried before with the Zealot target.
So what did you put that on in place of?
Excuse me. Can you repeat that?
What did you put? What did you take off to put that on?
I take a interception system.
Oh, interesting choice.
Well, it's overweight, so I had to trade one of the weapons with missile defense system 3.
Ah, okay. Yeah, there's ways to make it go.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go to the after show, and thank you everybody for showing up, and do appreciate it. But I'm sure the link is out there, and take care, everybody.
Take care, my friend.
Bye bye.
And good hunting.